All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN obviously dropped that bombshell of a tweet last night where he said that Derek Carr has a slight lean towards the New York Jets over the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers for his next home. Okay, so obviously it was huge news. It was crazy. But Fowler actually was on ESPN's Get Up this morning, kind of followed up and doubled down on what he said last night. But he also compared the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, gave the latest on what he's hearing at least with Derek Carr and what could potentially happen this week. And by the way, as we all know, it's Monday, March 6th. 7 days before the start of legal tampering period. And we're looking at the New York Jets right now. Like, draft stuff aside, this is the week where the Jets have got to start looking at the roster and figuring out what the plan is, right? Who's going to be released, who's going to be sticking around, what's the plan at specific positions. So that way, quarterback aside, we have somewhat of a roadmap on how to attack certain free agents. Priority number one, priority number two, which positions are is the team going to target? How much money is the team going to have to spend? Because the Jets, there's been a lot of talks, like the Jets are going to release Corey Davis and potentially Braxton Berrios, Carl Lawson, like Jordan Whitehead. Tons of names. But up to this point, nothing is official right now. And teams are starting, right? We've seen some pretty big names get released. Eric Kendricks just got released like 30 seconds before I hit record on this video, linebacker for the Vikings. Things can really start picking up. And I really feel like this week we're going to have some legitimate answers. Finally. But when I'm looking at what Jeremy Fowler was saying on Get Up in regards to Derek Carr, by no means are the Jets looking at Derek as some consolation prize. The coaching staff, Fowler actually said this specifically, the coaching staff would love it. They would be totally happy and pleased with Derek Carr, with this acquisition, him leading the team next season. He said that the situation is live, right? It could pick up with urgency here, literally at any given point. Right, 30 minutes from now, 2 days from now, like at any given point, Derek Carr could sign a contract with the New York Jets. And that is just crazy to think about. It really is. But he did touch on Aaron Rodgers here, right? He talked a lot about A-Rod, what's going on with his future, Green Bay, retiring, what's happening. He said that all three options are still on the table. There is no definitive answer on what Rodgers wants to do. And that could throw a wrench in a lot of teams' plans as far as what's going on here, including the Jets, right? If the Jets view Rodgers, and we've known this for a while, if the Jets viewed A-Rod as the number one target, timing is an issue here because we're waiting on Rodgers to make his decision. Yeah, we're still waiting on Derek Carr, but with Derek Carr, it's just like, okay, he makes up his mind and he could just sign a contract. With Rodgers, he makes up his mind and now he has to tell the Green Bay Packers he wants to be traded. The Packers have to, put him on the block. The Packers should do their due diligence and see what his market is looking like and is there going to be other teams involved and all of these different hurdles here that, that have to be, or I guess boxes that have to be checked off in order for Rodgers to happen. Another thing that we have to talk about here is the financials when it comes to Rodgers, right? Everybody has been harping on the $60 million and, if the Jets were to accept the option, obviously his cap hit would be lower, but at the end of the day, Rodgers is still going to be owed a ton of money, whether he's playing on the Packers or the Jets, throughout the course of his contract here. So because of those things, Fowler did say that a potential Rodgers trade is considered to be tough. It's considered to be tough right now. And again, with time ticking before the start of free agency, could we see the Jets just quickly shift gears, pivot over to Derek Carr, get him in the building, sign the contract? You have the answer. You have everything laid out as far as a contract is concerned. You know how much you're going to pay him. And now it kind of sets the stage or the groundwork for you to attack free agency and attack the draft. Also, another benefit with Derek Carr, you don't have to give away a draft pick, right? With Rodgers, you might have to throw in that 13th overall pick or conditional mid-round picks. Now, Fowler didn't want to go as far as to say that Aaron Rodgers being traded to the Jets is unlikely at this point, but he did say, with the suggestion of Mike Greenberg, that it could start to lean that way, where it's a little unlikely here. So Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. I mean, this is going to be a huge week. I cannot wait to see what happens. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see your guys' reaction to it. It's nuts. And I mean, we get the whole Lamar Jackson thing going on Tuesday. Will the Ravens and Lamar get a deal done? Probably not. If they put the non-exclusive tag on him, now he's free to negotiate with other teams. I have read that the Atlanta Falcons are consider the heavy front runner for him right now. Obviously, they have so much money to spend, a big need at the quarterback position. And they were also in the Deshaun Watson market last year. But Daniel Jones, long-term deal there. Is he going to get tagged? Geno Smith he still hasn't signed his extension. There is so much happening with the quarterback position. And I think the silver lining in it, for us Jets fans here, whether, let's just hypothetically say the Jets don't land your number one option, the option that they do bring in is going to be better than what the team has had in years, in so long. And I think that's the beauty in it. That's what's really, really cool about the entire situation. No matter who the Jets lands, Jimmy G, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, whoever it is, they're going to be better than what the team had. And that's really, really important, especially when we're talking about a team that's coming off a 7-win season. Everything was going wrong. Star players getting hurt, bad play calls, penalties, killing games, walk-off punt returns, dropping TDs in the end zone to lose a game in Minnesota. One of the worst teams in football when we look at quarterback production. Okay, so I think 7 wins. We're right on the cusp. We had all those negative things happening to the team last year, and we're right there. I like the spot that the Jets are in. I really, really do. Now, last thing I want to say, Peter King did say that the quarterback dominoes will start to fall this week, and that in his mind, what he thinks is going to happen is that Aaron Rodgers will become a Jet. Okay, so only time will tell on how this whole situation is going to play out. I would be totally pumped with either guy here. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.